Alright, let's get started. As you can see, that is my avatar. I call him Mike Sanders. He's a martial artist, of course. You know, pretty basic look for him. I didn't want to go too over the top with this character because he sort of represents me. Now, let's get started with this, the pros, okay? First off, the gameplay, while limited, is pretty awesome. And it's actually 3D fighting, which is how normal people fight in real life. You know, in my opinion, the 2D fighting is a bit outdated, and you get a choice between so many abilities on here, and the roster is amazing. And aside from that, this game has actually gotten me hooked on some of the anime shows that I've never seen before. Hunter x Hunter, Saint Seiya, if that's how you pronounce it, I'm not sure. Just quite a bit. Like, you know, I had already been watching One Piece before this, and I've never really been that much into Avatar, because to me it's like reverse Dragon Ball, sort of. Like, you know, the hero starts off as a loser, and then like 6 seasons later he starts becoming a god. That's ridiculous. This is gameplay from Mike Sanders. The story is alright. You know, just your basic story. But the game itself has great graphics, and there are a few customizable options, and it's all pretty much amazing. And you know, once you get the hang of it, you can start to actually do some stuff. You know, like there are combos you can use with your other sort of you know, partners or whatever, and it's all great. You know, like I haven't played this game online because I don't have PlayStation Plus. I haven't had it for quite a while, and it's just a great feel. You know, like you get a choice between 3 different fighting styles: martial artist, ninja, and pirate. I haven't really seen the ninja style yet, but martial artist is, you know, pretty much your basic style. Ninja is a little unique. You know, every style has different melee attacks, of course, and different grapple attacks. And another con I wanted to address is the computer versus computer. AI fighting it's amazing. For people who just like to sit back and watch how these characters perform, it's really a good feature. I know not too many people like it, but look, there are fans of simulated fights. You have shows about it. You know, Deadliest Warrior, Animal Fight Club. I don't know exactly what it was called, but Animal Face Off, yeah. Animal Face Off was a good show. It had simulated fighting. Internet shows like Death Battle. You know, there's a program called Mugen where you can actually do something like that. And so obviously the feature for video games would not exist if there weren't fans of that particular thing. Lots of games have them, like Injustice 2 had it. Injustice 2 had it. The WWE games have had it. UFC games have had it. Just, it's a really good thing to have if you just want to sit back and watch. You know, like, the game is fun to play, though. You know, they have upgrading and shops, and you get to pick your own team. Team Alpha, Gamma, Beta and Gamma. Team Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. And you just get to choose between those three. And I'm on Team Alpha because I'm not really a fan of the Beta or the Gamma, especially their leaders. But the character models and their styles are really well done. You get a sense that you kind of are playing as these characters, although I will get into what limits they have later. Another great pro is the fact that they have DLC coming out, and for that DLC, Kaiba was recently introduced. And of course, he's another duelist, you know. And then you have the yet to be introduced, but they were announced. People like All Might, who I wanted to be one of the main ones because I'm not a fan of Deku. Now to the cons. Okay, so what you're about to see right there, Saitama, One Punch Man, and this is my first con. Look at what that is. I'll give you 5 seconds to tell me what's wrong with this. Okay, he has no gloves on. Why is that? Oh, because if you put red gloves on him, because they're available, his shirt disappears. Now, what the hell is that? You're telling me that people still haven't figured out how to keep someone's clothes on if they have another article of clothing on top of it? That is ridiculous. Why would you do that? It makes no sense. Like, the anime of Saitama has the gloves over his outfit. It's a one-piece. It's a one-piece suit. I had to put two different clothing of the same kind. And yes, he's wearing combat boots, but I will change that later on. Because there are boots that actually fit his outfit, whatever. But I really have a problem with that, because you would think they would sort of get rid of that little design flaw by now. Why do people keep doing that? It makes no sense. But I did a pretty good job on it. I did a pretty well job on him. Of course, I couldn't get the cape. Couldn't get the cape because they don't have capes on here, despite having a superhero anime. Although I don't remember My Hero Academia actually having that. It's weird, but the design flaws, like, get rid of that bug, man. Like, fix it. Fix that bug. If this has a sequel, stop doing that. It makes no sense. In real life, you can do this. In real life, you can put long gloves over a long sleeve shirt. It's not that hard. Okay, I'm not a graphic designer or anything, obviously. but I think I think that would be a non-issue. I think like that bug shouldn't exist. It makes no sense. Here we go. Yeah, I recently finished him up. I did the finishing touches on his moves, and of course they are one-hit type things. Like you'll see here in a minute. Gotta throw him around because people have it. The characters on here for some reason have a tendency to block everything you do. Yeah, Deku's punch. That just looks right when he does it, doesn't it? But yeah, another con is, and this is a small one, it's Japanese only, which means you have to read. And I would put this higher on the list of cons, but to be honest, I can understand why, because they recently revealed that not a lot of these anime characters have voiceover in America, and it would be kind of unfair to give them voices, to give them English voices in the game and not the shows. So they just did this instead. There will be no dubbing at all. That's just something you have to get used to, man. Like, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I didn't get to do everything that I wanted because the characters block like crazy. And another thing that I have an issue with is the fact that if you do your move, if you do your special finishing move, whatever, they will actually counter your move 1 second later. If you do that, if you press one of these special move buttons, they will then do their move and cancel out your move, even though you did yours first. That makes no sense. Okay, it should be first come, first serve, right? If you do your move first, they can't then counter your move with theirs. That is ridiculous. But yeah, I was lucky enough to get moves that sort of matched Saitama's punching moves, and I mean it's enough. And the game doesn't have everything, right? There are some things that the game should have. You have to block constantly because the characters will just keep coming at you, and they block everything. And the countering system is kind of hard to get the hang of because you have to be completely accurate with it. And it's just, I mean, there's a lot to unpack here. Okay, so another problem with this game that I have is the limitations to certain characters. The fact that Yugi doesn't have much in the moveset department. He has, like, he's a duelist, right? He's a duelist, so you would think he would have more than just a couple monsters and maybe some spells or something. But of course, there are limits to this. The combos are very limited. You get a choice between pressing square and triangle, and you can mix and match the combos. But all in all, it's not, you know, of course it's not designed to be your standard Street Fighter Mortal Kombat thing where you can make special moves come out of nowhere with a certain combo. There is a limit to this, and that's what bugs me. What people should get to doing is attempting to blend the 2D style with the 3D style, make it possible in a 2D setting to have multiple combos. You know, like, I mean, I don't know why that's so hard. And of course, because this is the kind of game where everyone follows the same rules, people don't get their own style as far as, like, if you were to use real dueling rules, Yugi would not be doing melee stuff. He would be doing, like, you know, one-hit things, like, you know, multiple monsters and spells and stuff. Certain moves are unblockable. Like, you saw what happened when I tried to block Luffy's Luffy's punch thing that he does. Some kind of, I forgot what he called it. Machine gun punch or something like that, but Gatling punch. I don't remember. But I haven't watched the anime in a while. But Luffy does that, and you can't even block it. Like, you know, certain ones you have to dodge. It's impossible. You know, I haven't been able to come up with too many pros or cons. This game seems to have almost equal amount of both. And the problem here is that I'm trying to end this, and I'm not, like, when you're doing clips like this, it's kind of hard to just end it abruptly. But that's all I have to say about that. So just, you know, so long until the next time I feel like doing a video.